Hello and welcome back to art class. Today we're going to wrap up our rainbow cloud. You're going to need a few things. You're going to need from last week, you need your cloud that should be, it's folded in half, okay, like this. Your book should have the 3 lines, and the 3 lines should be touching the folded part. Okay? Then you should have your rainbow sheet. It should be colored. Well, it could have been crayon, color pencil, or marker. I happen to have chosen marker for this. And there'll be this little extra white space that is extra. You will need some scissors. You want to have pencil and eraser handy just in case. And you are going to need some glue. I want to go ahead and give you an idea of how this is going to look in the end so you get a good sense of what's going to happen. So I have my finished version here. So it's a rainbow cloud. So the rainbow's coming out of the cloud at the end. And what we're going to do is called weaving. Weaving is the process of taking either cloth or string or paper and doing a pattern of over, under, over, under. Okay, so you can see the red showing, then it's hiding, showing, hiding. Okay, and then in the next strip, it actually flips, it changes. So it's hiding, it's showing, hiding, showing, and it just keeps flipping back and forth. So it reverses the pattern over and over and over again. If we try to do it exactly the same way over and over that are exactly the same, they will have a tendency to want to hide behind each other. So I'm going to show you that problem so you can helpfully avoid it. So this is just kind of where we're headed here. Okay, so first thing we need to do is you're going to need this piece of paper. You need your scissors. And you are going to need to carefully, starting on the fold, so I'm going to open this up so you can see that I'm on the folded side. Maybe, but there we go. So I'm going to keep it closed because I want to be able to cut both sides, but I'm on the folded side. And carefully just cut right on the lines that we made. Don't go past them. Just go right to where they stop. So if you go past them, you're likely to rip the paper. Okay, then you're going to open up your cloud so it has these cuts in them, like that. Okay. Then you're going to need this sheet. Now, I'd like to do this one color at a time. That way we don't have a lot of loose pieces. So I'm going to cut the red first. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I like to turn my paper this way. I would like the red to start at the bottom, so that's where I'm going to put it. And what I'm going to do is I am going to repeat this pattern of under, over, under, over. Okay? I'm going to start on this side. Well, no, actually I'm going to start on this side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under the first part. So it's hiding underneath. Then it's going to go over the next one. Then under, then over. I don't want it to go all the way to the top because I'd like it to be right about here. Okay. So it's under, over, under, over. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cut the next color. Okay, so let me show you where some people go wrong. I want to show you this error. Please try not to make this error. A lot of people are like, oh, I know the pattern. It's under, over, under, over. Great. And then they do this. They go under, then over, under, over, like this. Now look how they're exactly the same, okay? But watch what happens if I shift it a little bit. All of a sudden, it could land underneath the red, or it could end up on top of the red, and that's not good. We don't want it to do that. So that is why the pattern changes every single time. So if you look at my example, okay, it went under, over, under, over, but the second one switched. It's now over, under, so it just switched the pattern. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to switch it. So this one's under, so my next one would be over. And this is where your parents might be able to help just to remind you to check. So it's over, then under, then over, and then under. So the tip of it will actually go underneath. And I want the ends to be kind of the same. So you want to make sure they're lined up pretty good right over here on the side there. next color. Now for this one, if you think about it, this one's over, so the next one has to be different. So the only other choice you have is under. So I want to go under this time. Then over. Then under. Then over. So you're starting to get maybe what we call a checkerboard pattern, where you're seeing it one time, then you're not seeing it, and you're seeing it another. So it's just kind of that feel to it. And I'm going to continue on. So I'm going to go on to my next strip. Okay, so this one was under, so that means my next one has to be over. Then under. Then over. And then under. And I'm just going to make my ends about the same. Go to my next color. So this one is over, so my next one has to be under, then over, then under. Oh, sometimes they pop out, there we go. And then over. And if you notice, I keep scooching them down a little bit so they're closer together. That way I always have room to work, because if I keep them spread out, then I run out of room to work, and I need to be able to get all my colors on there. All right, and my last color here that I'm going to worry about. Okay, so this one was under, so my next one has to be over. Over, then under. And these last ones get a little close to the edge, so you just got to be careful not to rip when you're doing it. Okay, so that's under, so then I go over, and then I'm going to go under. Okay, my colors, I'm going to just double check all my colors are in order, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Good, they're in order. Then I'm going to just check under, under, over, and then this one switches, over, under. I'm just going to check, make sure everybody's correct. Okay, everybody looks good. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to scooch them over a little bit so there's 3 on this side, and 3 on this side. So I just want them kind of 3 and 3. The 3 cold colors, which are green, blue, and purple, are just on this side of the fold, and the 3 red, orange, yellow are just a little bit on this side, so that it's kind of centered a little bit better. Now, the bad thing is right now, if I lifted this up, there's a good chance everything would fall out. So that is where your glue comes in today. I'm going to, as soon as I clean the glue, there we go. Make sure first, everything lined up at the bottom. Good. Then on the tabs here, right at the top, I'm going to put a dot of glue under each of the tabs. I'm going to count to 10 each time. Very quietly, very softly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. If you notice, I only can glue 3 of them right this second. I have the 3 primary colors of red, yellow, and blue. Okay. Right now, the orange one is still pretty loose, and so is the green and purple. So this is what I have to do to fix that. I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to flip it over so I'm looking at the back side. And if you're careful, you can see your tabs. And I'm going to glue the top tab down each time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I glued the 3 tip. I'm not going to worry about gluing anything in the middle, because if we just glue the tip, it's good. Okay. Yes, these are a little flimsy at the bottom, but that's kind of fun because if you hang this up, the wind will kind of move the bottom a little bit, and that'll be kind of nice. And this is actually all that we need. You may want your eraser. For me, I have a couple of marks, so I am gonna just go ahead and erase anything that doesn't need to be there. You gotta be careful because they could rip the paper, so you gotta be careful. What I need at this point is you're just gonna take a photo of this and upload it to Seesaw for me so I can see that you completed it, and then we're all set. Just a reminder though that your mom and dad can help just making sure that you get the pattern going. I really do need you to work it yourself, getting under and over, but it may be nice to have mom and dad help you make sure you get your spacing correct. All right, and make sure you take a photo of it, upload it to Seesaw for me, and then I will see you next week.